It's harvest time and we're ready to get our tomatillos off the vine and into the kitchen for some great salsa. But first I thought I'd show you kind of the evolution of where the tomatillo comes from. It starts with a little blossom here, and then you'll start to see the little papery husks form around the fruit. As they get bigger, you'll feel the little tomatillo starting to form inside its papery husk. And down here we're gonna find what they look like when they're ready to harvest. So here we have 2 tomatillos that are ready to harvest. You can see they're different sizes. So with tomatillos, the size isn't necessarily the predictor of when it's ready. What tells you the tomatillo is ready is that the tomatillo is starting to fill out that papery husk, and you can see the husk is beginning to split. They're beautiful, bright green. They'll be a little sticky on the inside of that husk, and these are ready to go. Once you've picked your tomatillos, bring them inside, remove the papery husks, and wash. They'll be covered in a sticky residue, so you'll want to have that washed off before you begin. Then have about 2.5 pounds of tomatillos for your salsa recipe. Next, you'll want to wash and prepare 8 ounces of jalapenos or some other sort of hot pepper, 8 ounces of yellow, red, or green sweet peppers, and 8 ounces of chopped white or yellow onion and garlic. Once all your ingredients are washed and prepared, place them on a lined sheet pan. Next, take your tomatillos and peppers, place them in the oven under the broiler, and broil until they're blistered and blackened. Then flip onto the other side and repeat. To that mixture in the pot, you're going to add a 1/2 cup of acid. For this recipe, I'm going to use the juice of 1 lime, and then the rest of the way to the 1/2 cup of acid we'll add white vinegar. A little tip, before you cut your lime and squeeze it, roll it, and that'll get the juices ready to be extracted from the lime once you juice it. So I'm going to add that juice. To finish our flavors, to the pot we're going to add 1.5 teaspoons of salt, 1.5 tablespoons of both cumin and smoked paprika, as well as about 1/4 cup of chopped cilantro. Now, if you don't care for cilantro, you can also add 1.5 tablespoons of coriander. Once your tomatillos and chilies are blistered and juicy, we're going to take them out of the oven and get ready to put them in the blender and chop them and ready them for the pot. Now add the roasted veggies to your blender. Give it a few whirls till everything's nice and chopped. Not too smooth. Leave some of those chunks in there for later. Now add your pureed mixture to a nice large pot for boiling. Now add your spices and salt. Lastly, add your acid, that is your vinegar and lime juice. Now bring this mixture to a boil, then lower the heat and simmer for 10 minutes. Now we've set aside the salsa and we're preparing the jars to can. First, wash the jars in soapy water, then add to a pot of boiling water for 10 minutes. Make sure the water covers the jars completely so that they're ready and sterile to jar the salsa. Once the jars are done sterilizing, remove them from the water and set them on a cooling rack. Now fill the jars. It's helpful to purchase a wide-mouth jar funnel like this. It makes the job a lot easier. They're just a couple dollars. Now, we fill each jar to about a 1/2 inch to a 1/4 inch from the rim. Once you're done filling the jar, remove the funnel, wipe the rim, then you're going to place the cap on top. Once the jar's filled, simply add the top to the jar. Then you're going to finger tighten the ring around the lid at the top of your jar. It's ready to process. And there it is, our processed salsa verde, tomatillo salsa. Delicious on so many ways, with chips, eggs, and casseroles, burritos. Possibilities are endless. Now once you open it up, it's good in the refrigerator for about a week. Enjoy!